Joining me now by phone is Vivian Yi. She's a New York Times international correspondent based in Beirut, and she survived yesterday's explosion but was injured in the blast. Vivian, thank you so much for calling in. You wrote an article about the hours, the moments after the blast and the hours as you're trying to find safety, also trying to find medical treatment. First off, can you just tell us what it was like in the moment that it happened?
Thanks for having me, Katie. The moment when it happened, it just felt like I was caught in the middle of a tornado. There was flying glass everywhere, debris. I didn't have any sort of conscious thought for a few seconds as I was just struggling to comprehend what was happening. Only a few seconds before, I had heard a huge sonic boom, deeper than anything I'd ever heard before. But then came this second boom, and then that's when the whole world just kind of spun on its axis. And I stood up and could barely see for the blood running down my face. And I think everyone's first thought had to be, first of all, what is happening? And second of all, could another one be coming? Because we really had no idea at that point. So we were all struggling to get out into the street and to find some kind of safety.
You talk about how your windows were blown out, the door to your apartment was launched onto your dining room table. What was it like when you got out on the street?
My entire street is usually a busy place. People come to shop there, to go out to bars, to restaurants. It's sort of like the West Village of Beirut, and all of a sudden it was carpeted in shards of glass. Every window that I could see was just lying in the street in pieces. There were tree branches all over the street. Cars had kind of just stopped wherever they'd been moving. And the only way to get around was on foot or by motorbike. And oddly, there was still this very golden, beautiful late afternoon light falling over everything as people were just kind of wandering, staggering around, bloody, trying to think of what to do next.
You talk about how the people in your community, the Lebanese, helped you, saw you bleeding and helped you and tried to get you to hospitals, but one hospital was overrun, and then to another hospital. We're so happy to hear that you are okay. I know you were a reporter, you're working out there. What can you tell us about where the investigation stands and what do people know about why this happened?
Well, the Lebanese government is blaming it on its own incompetence in a way. They're saying that these explosive compounds were just sitting in a warehouse at the port for several years now. I think we're chipping away at getting more details of what exactly might have happened there. But I think the really striking part is that very few Lebanese are surprised that this could have happened, that all of this destruction and death and horror and the end of their lives as they knew it, that all of that could be the fault of their own government. And I think that speaks to the total lack of trust that people here have in their government. Lebanon was already going through simultaneous political and financial and economic crises, not to mention the COVID-19 pandemic. And people believe that the government kind of drove them into this abyss, and as if they needed further proof. If what the government is saying about these explosives in the port is true, here it is. Here's the proof.
Astounding malfeasance. Vivian Yi, thank you so much for calling in, and we're so happy to hear you're okay. Stay safe.
Thanks, Katie.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.